Alrighty. Doc here from North America. What's it today? Tuesday, right? Yep, that's what it is. Well, good Tuesday to you and to all. So here we go. What we got going on today? You can see Euro did slide back into a daily buy today, and did that last night. And you can see that where are we at here? The Euro is back into the 13s. I guess there's less panic in the world. Less panic usually means dollar goes down. More panic in the world, it's like a heartbeat. And more excited, it goes up in value. Just seems to always seem to go that way. It's odd, isn't it? Any holiday. Holiday! Yeah. I just saw something across the Dukascopy chat area. Holiday. So anyway, where are we at? There we go. That's what's going on with the euro this morning. And you can see what else can we got to say about that? What's interesting is you can see on J4X it's trying to roll over here. Now what is that? What happened to that? How do we do a refresh here? File. Recent. Restore form. I don't think I want to do that. But I'm not sure what happened to our solid line. It's not scaling. Let's see if we can. Let's see. Arrange. Indicator. Remote. Restore default. No. See if we can make it just giant like that. See what happens there. It's become like a zero line. I wonder what that'd be interesting. If we use the slow, no, this mistake might be a good thing. I don't know. Let's see. So it gets through it. It's a plus. That's the problem. Is that in our work, I guess you could say, and if the rate of change drops underneath, it's weakness. Well, that looks interesting, doesn't it? And then the dashed line goes minus. It's kind of like a zero line, isn't it? Interesting. Very interesting. We'll leave it up there. It looks kind of. Usually we follow the solid line, which is the fast stochastic. It gives us an insight. And when it's above and below. But that's kind of interesting, actually. And you can see this is a daily chart. I guess if the dash lines are leading down and break it, it's kind of at the low end of the bottom. That's the problem with having that as a zero line. But whereas ours is more sensitive. But we'll work on that. We'll see what we can do about figuring that out. All right, let's jump over to the cable to see what the cable's up to this morning here. Huh, that's got my curiosity. Let's go to cable. Cable, I think, is still in a sell, daily sell. Let's see what they're gonna see if they're gonna get some legs into that. I think last night I started seeing them buying it into the 26s. So yeah, it's a 26 to change again. Let's see if our fast stochastic is going that way again. Also, no, yeah, look at that. I don't know what's going on there, but that's kind of interesting. Very interesting. I mean, it's not 0, 0. It's kind of like, oh, I guess it is. It is 0 because that's like the minus and that's the plus. So somehow or another, it's locked itself at the 0 center, which is kind of interesting. Let's see now. And you can see here it's lifting up. And what are we doing on ours? I think we're through the daily buy area at this point. Let's take a look and see. There we go. Okay. So yeah, you can see we're trying to get through. We just need a green dot, and that will make it, into the buy. And that's where we are. Let's see. What do I see? I'm just double checking some of these flashes on the Skype chat line. Okay. So you can see here the weekly though is really spiking up. Man, they're not running away, like heading south. They're lifting them up. Now here on J4X, that is an interesting situation here. This really has my curiosity. We're gonna have to play with that over time, making the fast stochastic in some way, some type of movable object. Maybe I can play with a range, change the range of it, and it can emulate my math even better. We'll see what we can do about that. As you can see, this weakness here, yeah, unfortunately, it's not giving us like that, where our work is turning up. See, usually the fast stochastic catches a lot of that movement, the rhythm of that. and then the slow stochastic. I guess if I can I do add indicator, edit indicator. Let's see if edit indicator does something there. Output levels, advance, show on period, candle, highlight times, recalculate on new candle only. We're not using candles, are we? I guess we are. Highlight the time period. Calculate from custom data. What are we doing here? We're just looking at it daily there, so let's like that. Say okay. Still didn't help it. All right, well, we'll get there. We'll get this fixed. What was that? An economist years ago. Okay. All right, so there we go with the cable. We're starting to really lift up in here. Was impressive that we got to 128 a couple days ago. I thought that was very impressive. And then what was it? The Corona panic again kicked out. And now that the panic seems to be receding a little bit. One of the things I mentioned it yesterday. I'm still waiting to see the death rate to increase. Our death rate, our normal everyday monthly death rate in America. For elderly passing away, people having car accidents, people dying of heart attacks, people dying of the coronavirus, or virus, the flu, so forth and so on. The math is not moving away. The problem is that I'm not seeing an increase in deaths. So I'm becoming extremely confused how the coronavirus is such an emphasis. So we're watching that. It's now like 4 months, and we're not seeing any real increase over year over year of deaths. So you would think that it would have popped up, maybe 100,000 or, something like that. It's not popping up. It's staying with its regular mathematical mean. So this virus is not really, I'm not sure. I'm just totally confused about it all. No doubt it was bad. Let's see, I think that the data, I know it's bad. But it's, it's not something that has me... locked in on it because of that. If we had seen more deaths around us, we would, want to have less doubt, I guess. Anyway, this panic, the last one over the last couple of days, seems to be receding. I think the stock market's up like 1,000 points. Let me just double check here. Let's just take a look real quick. There is the Dow. Let's see, where's the Dow? Where's the Dow? Dow. And there is the Dow. I'm not. Let's see, how do we measure this? Yeah, so we're almost like up like 1,000 points. So, the bottom of the range, the low is, well, it's not filled in yet, but it'll fill in a few seconds there, and then we'll be able to see it. Okay, so the low is the settlement yesterday is 25,800, and right now it's trading at 26,600. So we are 800 points up. That's pretty aggressive, over 800 points up, and so that's we're lifting back up in here. Now they're giving some type of credit about the idea that Mr. Trump had suggested that they wanted to do $1 trillion infrastructure program, but I don't. I guess that's a reason to jump into it, or maybe shorts are realizing that the thing is not down another 3,000 points. A lot of people. I guess it was a lot of public more than institutional. Oh, I also saw an interesting story yesterday, and now that we're not drifting, but Ray Dalio from Bridgewater, who's been talking short for like a year now on TV, lost $25 billion in the sell-off. So obviously he's talking one way and trading another. And I really wish some of these talking heads on some of these networks would actually do their job and challenge these people when they see that. They should be saying that. Like Warren Buffett didn't step up for this last sell-off. So it's like the market now is almost all the way back. In some some indices it's beyond all-time highs. In others, it's 60 or 70 or 80% back. So, I don't understand why some of these people who underperform the market for a decade, like Warren Buffett, why they are always treated like as if they are the perfect little flower of insight. It always has me a little confused there. So, well, that's where we're at. All right, now let's drift back to the currencies unless anybody has a question there. But we're seeing a lot of strength, which means more than likely we're seeing some weakness in the dollar. Let's see where gold is. That closed in a daily sell. You can see there it's pretty much unchanged to a little plus there. I'm just going to drift around just a tad, just for entertainment's sake, and see. Let's see where the contango is too. Let's see right there. Yeah, not that. Right there. There it is. And that's it right there. Gold is trading at 1732. You can see on Dukascopy. We're trading at 1726 basically. So 26, 32, 33. So there's a $7. Yesterday we started the week off with a $2 carries trade, and today we jumped another $5. Now how do we interpret that? We know the dollar is being sold down a little bit. We know the stock market is roaring. I don't see any particular interpretation more than the fact that and the dollar is weak. So we see the dollar is weak, and let's see, they can't be selling gold. Maybe yesterday they were selling gold as a surrogate for the dollar, and today they've backed off, and maybe they're actually selling dollars. Okay, I mean, once in a while, I'm sure they're going to sell the actual currency, but there's all kinds of little, rollover games that they can play. Anything predominant in the dollar, traded in a dollar, can be used as a surrogate to the currency. All right, let's just keep on rolling along here. It seems like a quiet Tuesday, that's for sure. Let's shoot over to Turkish lira. Let's see what they're doing with the Turkish lira. Where are you, Turkish lira? There we are. Yes, indeed. Right there. Showing a little bit more strength, but we were at 83 yesterday, too. So, yeah, look at it. It's kind of flattish. And then when we look at it through the Chicago Quant, let's go down to here. No, not that one. This one right there. No, not that one. This one right there. There we go. You can see a couple green dots going on up in here. And, been in a daily buy since there. And a weekly buy since the cows came home. Back in here 28 weeks ago. Where is it at? There it is. 28 weeks ago. Wow. So, I know what I haven't been doing. I haven't been putting the weekly number on there. Darn. All right, let's put some weekly numbers in there. Let's do Turkish lira since we're here right now. And Turkish lira's weekly sell. Let's turn on the other machine. Let's see how it spins away as they calculate. Ooh, they're really lifting this thing even more now. I have this really weird bull spread on. It's kind of like a trapezoid, only it has a potential to make like $250 each spread. And the top of it is 55 maybe. See, the bottom of it is 20, and the top is 50 maybe. So I'm $2 in the money. I'm $4 into the money. Wow. What a wild action going on here. I think the market has just made another spike since we've left it. We may go back and check that out, but let's just put the Turkish lira in there now. All right, so this week's sell number in the Turkish lira is 6.7945. 6.7945. Did I just put 56 in there? I did put 5645. There we go. I think I screwed that up with the silver last week too. Let's see. I guess that's all we can say about that. But look at it. The daily is trying to roll over a little bit. Now let's jump back to the market, the U.S. market. I think it's, like I said, I think it's jumped another 200 points. Let's see, where's it at now? I think it did, yeah. So, no, it's jumped another 100 points. So it closed at 258.27. Now it jumped only 60, 70 points. So it's just popping its way up. I think it's the S&P 500 that's really on a tear. Let's just take a look at that. Look at that. Yeah, my spread is... where's the top of my spread? My spread is 31.50. The thing is trading at 31.55. The bottom of my spread is 31.20. So, huh. Wow. Okay. Got to figure out on that thing. All right. Let's see now. Let's zip back to. Let's go look at Canadian. What a quiet day. Nobody has any questions. Okay. I'll just keep on moving along here. And oh, you know what? Am I talking about the S&P? Do I have it in there? I do. 30. What is that? 30.18. Let's put that in there while I'm here. 30.18 is the weekly sell. Okay. Now let's jump over to the Canadian. See what they're doing with the Canadian today. There it is. 135.26. You can see it's still moving down a little bit. Where are we? We are line 20, 4 weeks in a sell, but 3 days in a, what's that? A buy. Okay. So, let's see, what are we doing here? Let's take a look at it over here. See if we're starting to push ourselves into the sell there. Unfortunately, I got to fix that thing on J4X to get that to work right. Let's see. Come on. Come on, machine. You can do it. There you are. And Canadian right there. Yo, 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 54. Oh, look at that. We're playing with the cell number today in the Canadian. That's cool. What are we doing today? You are definitely, you know, someone that picks the action. That's for sure. I like that. I got a crazy bull spread on in the market. And, I mean, the options I paid $300 for are like, you know, they were $300 a piece. And they're trading at $1,780 today. I mean, it's just like wild action here. Watch out, bull market. All right, let's put the Canadian sell number in. No, it's a buy number. There it is. So, what do you see today? You got anything maybe we should chase after? Let's see, Canadian 137.28 is the weekly buy number. 137.28. There we go. Huh. That's interesting. I just saw where, you know, it goes 3 and then 7 and then 2 and 8. That's interesting. Both equaling 10. That's kind of neat. In other words, like 1, 10, 10. Or 1, 10. Yeah, 1, 10, 10. So, anyway, some real action here today. Action, action, A-C-T-I-O-N. All right, there's the Canadian. And that's all we can say about that. Looks like it's pushing into a daily sell here now. You can see the weekly's not doing anything to go after it, so it's pretty chill. Let's go to the Swiss. Let's stop off and see how the Swiss are doing today. Swissy, Swissy on the wall. There we are. And get rid of that. There we go. And come on, Swiss. Right there. And you see, let's put it on J4X too. Trading at 94.81. We're looking at a weekly buy number of, come on machine, spit it out. 96.77. 96.77. Where did I put that? Where'd that go? I guess it's over there somewhere. Okay, let's try this again. 96. 77? Yeah, 96.77. Okay. And we're trading at 94.82. So they got to do a lot of work to get that thing going. All right. Let's take a look at it through our Chicago Quant. All right. Oh, we do have it up there. See that? It's trying to push in. It's been, what? Where's our little daily buy line? Come on. Where's your little daily buy line? Where are we on the spreadsheet? Yeah, we're in a daily buy right there. Okay. It's the second day of double dots for sure. There it is right there. It's not doing the right thing anyway. Well, it doesn't really matter, I guess. It's in what? Swiss is in a sell anyway. So it's a neutral no matter what, how we look at it at this point. Green, thin, and dashed. Like that. There we are. So it's really not, there's no real trade there at this point with our work. All right. Remember, we traders, we always look for, you know, a direction. If the weekly and the daily are coordinated together, then we take that direction for an overnight trade, or just a trade, or take some profits out of it. Either way, as long as you're making money, up to the pain level that you're willing to accept. But if we're in a weekly buy and a daily sell, in this case here, the Swiss is in a weekly sell and a daily buy, it means to do nothing. So. Alrighty, where do we go next? Oh, yen. Let's see what the yen is up to. There it is there. 4 weeks in a buy, 6 days in a sell. Oh God, they don't have no direction there either. Also, as you can see there on our Chicago Quant, and it's trying to get into a buy. It needs to, well, it'll go into the buy today. Is it? No, yeah, it's in a sell. So this one here, if it closes like that, we're in a buy definitely. You can, matter of fact, you can actually buy it today, and it went into the sell there. You can buy it at any time. But again, what do we got here? We got the, we are in a, what are we on? We are in a weekly buy. How are we in a weekly buy with that thing underneath? Let me go look on the other machine. Did I put it in the wrong spot? Okay. Yes, I did. I didn't mark that. There is the buy here. And there's the sell there. Oh, no sell because the white line's not underneath it. That's what's going on there. Okay. So, we leave that there. Oh, where was it? It was right here. That's where it went into the sell, and that's where it went into the buy. So we can move this over to here. Make that green. And we need the white line to join in. That's what the problem is there. And it's not doing that at the moment. So it's kind of stuck in that situation where it's in a buy. It's showing us a lot of weakness in here and going nowhere. And obviously that's what it's trying to show us up on the chart there. And what else can we say about this? And then I guess we have a sell number too. That's what it is. Let's find that sell number there. All right, there. And oh, let's put it up on J4X too. Right there. Okay. You can see it's just going sideways there and starting to bury itself. And our cell number is, where's our cell number? 107. Oh, we're already like down there. It's 107.03. We're getting close. 107.03 is the weekly cell number there. Let's put that in there. 107.03. Oh, there we go. And we just need that white line to join in and make a break down here, and we're rolling. Rolling with the homies. At the same time, what's the daily doing again? The daily is in a sell. Okay. So it's been pushing down, and because it's in a buy. Yes, it is. Okay. So it's safe to get back in there as a long for an overnight trade. Interesting. Especially if it closes like this, for sure. But because of the red and green dots for the last 2 days, it's a good. It's a go. Now, what's interesting is to see the black histogram minus like that. And then the white line refusing to go down. Huh. So there might be some more action. Now, normally we usually see yen go up with the dollar. But the dollar doesn't seem to be going up. But we've seen a couple times where they break away from each other. They did that about a week ago. They broke away. So maybe this will be another breakaway. Not sure what drives these things, story-wise, but I guess maybe infrastructure. If they're going to do one in the United States, maybe it'll do one in Japan. That wouldn't surprise me any. They seem to march along together, Japan and the United States. All right, now let's go over to where else so we can go in here. Let's go to let's see, what do we got here? Let's see. Let's do the Euro Aussie. It's 9 weeks in a sell, 4 days in a buy, and it should be like underneath going into a sell today with this action. So let's take a look at that. This is supposedly a inverse relationship with the stock market. Let's see what it's doing. You would think it'd be heading down, and then let's go take a look at it on J4X. It should be giving us the sign of I'm going down. Right there. Yep. See, it's going down. This particular pairs trade supposedly works inversely. So as this sees pressure, we thought it was curious. We talked about that the last couple of days. We thought it was kind of interesting that the product last couple of days could not get any legs after it tried to get up, and we were really surprised that it didn't go and challenge this area here when it did take off. We thought that was probably a real sign. Wow, they just added another 100 points. Wow. Let's take a look at this. Let's see where the stock market is on this thing. And let me put a number in there too for this. We're looking at 161. How's this work? 1.6618. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. That's the buy number. Okay, 1.6618. Right there. 1.6618. There we go. And that's the weekly buy number there. Now let's take a look at the stock market again. They are on a rampage. There's the Dow. It's trying to get to that 1,000 points up. Boy, this is going to be real interesting. Real interesting. 1,000 points up. Yowzer. Let's see. This is what? This is the high of what, a week ago, right? So 27,600 hit our top of our range that we talked about. And they sold it down from the scare. Let's see what the S&P looks like. Same thing. Looks like they're making back over the last 3 days what they gave up on that scare day. Boy, that's really going to hurt the shorts. That's going to put more pressure on the market. And I've been hearing, there's been stories out there Oh, there's A54. Oh no, Euro Aussie going the wrong way. Uh-oh. Don't tell me you're short. Are you short the stock market? Tell me you're not short the stock market. I'm in a weekly buy on almost everything. I think is the NAS. What did the NAS do? The NAS is. Nah, I know it is. The S&P went into a sell, and the Nasdaq stayed in a buy. You're short, aren't you? You're short. And yeah, we were short too. Our math is aiming down. You're right about that. And yesterday they closed again down. But I think they were something's wrong there. 318. Wait a minute. Yeah. 318. 30. Oh, 3018 is the buy number. That's what it is. 3018 is the buy number. So where are we at in this thing now? 3160. We're 142 points over. Ouch. Ouch. Of course. You really want to be a bear all the time, don't you? I know. I know. The fundamentals scream to be a bear. Problem is the fundamentals do not really guide us anymore. That's the problem. And so I know that let me see. How did I end up? You get my, let's see. Let me take a look and see where the stock ones are. Let's open up the stock one. I want to see where the S&P and the Qs are. There you go. You should ask me for the weekly number if you're going to be short these things. I am here for a whole hour. You can always ask. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. See, the spiders are 11 weeks in a buy still. Qs are still in a buy. And obviously they're going to go into a definite daily buy today. Matter of fact, we should take a look at that even. I bet they are ripping them up like nothing. Back to the twilight zone. Fed buying bonds. Trump announcing $1 trillion to build a great Amazon fantastic bridge. Amazing bridge. I'm sorry. Amazing bridge. And the virus cure all are pushing up S&P 500. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's up 86 points. And, yeah. It's wild. Yeah. I've been reading where the hedge funds are underinvested, and they can't last long when they're underinvested. Their investors are on the phone with them like 3 times a day when they're underinvested. If this market goes like the way the Nasdaq did, and it ends up back at all-time highs, oh my God, there'll be blood on the streets. There are going to be money managers that are going to be in these hedge funds that are just going to get their heads handed to them. Yowzer. Yowzer, yowzer. Okay. Let's, where are we at there? Yeah, let's, I mean, I've been looking at that buy number yesterday. I was thinking, wow, you know, this thing is over the buy number with no problem. And, you know, and I'm sure, you know, let's go take a look at it. Here it is. There's the, on the J4X, you can see this thing is ripping. And then let's go to Dookie weekday. There it is. Yeah, look at that thing go. Zoom. We got that dot is still red. Interesting. But that'll probably get changed by the end of the day. Let's see what the Qs are. Qs are the same way. It's at least that's starting to get through. That's all-time highs right there. I mean, this thing is like screaming towards all-time highs. Where's the all-time high? The all-time high is physically 10,140. So it's got to go up another 151 points. Yee-haw. Wow. I was buying call spreads the last day. Matter of fact, Friday I bought call spreads. And then I took them off, and then I put new ones on yesterday, and now I'll take them off because they're pretty much made their money. Now I'll just wait and see what they do with the next move here. See if I can get it back and fill. And you know, this thing closes obviously beyond the 33,018 is the buy number. So ouch for all you traders out there that are short. And if you were short stocks 54, you should ask what the buy number is, so at least you know not to be short. I mean, we've been over to 3. Let's see. Let's go to J4X. We've been over the. Let's make it an hourly chart. So we've been over 318 since like. Let's move that up a little bit more like that. Since yesterday afternoon, right there. 318 is right around in here. When was that? That was at 3 o'clock our time, maybe something like that. 2 o'clock. So you can't really be short when it's. I mean, you can be. You're just taking enormous risk. I guess due to the fact that it was in a daily sell, I can understand that. I was looking at that and I thought, okay, yeah, it's over the weekly already, and I figured that today we'd jump into the daily. So I figured, oh, what the hell? Let's get long. Yeah. Ouch. All right. So that's where we are with this. I wonder if this is just going to be like a mad dash up to all-time highs and just squeeze out. Like now that everybody realizes that some of the major big mouths in hedge fund universe have had their heads handed to them. Dalio lost $25 billion. I don't know how I have a friend, a close friend, associate, we're involved in business half the time. He told me he has a friend that works for Dalio, and she's like, I don't want to say anything more than that, but she's getting paid like $7 million a year. She's been working for him like about 8 years now, and she's a big exec inside the company. And she quit this year. He was telling me this about 4 weeks ago. She quit because he's a nut. He said that he's a flat out nut. And I said, I saw that he had lost like $18 billion in one of his emerging market funds or something like that, or something small stocks or something. And now we're seeing that the overall big portfolio lost money of $25 billion. And so he goes around telling a story, and he's not trading that way. He's doing the opposite. That's really schizophrenic when you work for someone like that. So she quit. I mean, she's made, probably, I guess she's past 100 in millions, working for him. So I mean, it's not like she goes to goes to unemployment, but he was telling me that she quit. She'd worked for him, my partner, and they talk. So I guess with Dalio in the news today that he lost $25 billion, puts pressure even more on hedge funds to get long because they've toasted themselves. I mean, a lot of these, Buffett's down for the year, and I don't understand how you can be down when you have all that equity. I really don't. I used to make, when I was playing with just a couple $1 billion, even in the crash of not the crash of 87, the September 11th of 2001, I had the fund plus. Everybody else got their heads handed to them. I had them plus for the year. So, with $2 billion, I wasn't taking any chances. I put collars on before. I was so hedged that when the planes hit the building, we made more money, even with $1.5 billion in longs. My hedges made money. I don't understand these people that they're gambling like this. I just don't. It really amazes me. So, anyway, that's where we are there. It looks like there's a perfect example of Doc spreadsheet hurting. It's rare that happens. Let's go. That's the stock one. The stock one is not hurting. So the S&P 500 on the stock side is doing fine. It's bullish. It was still in a weekly buy, but that weekly sell last week really disrupted things because look at it. Whereas the NASDAQ, you couldn't be short because it was in a weekly buy. This here, while we're there, why don't we put the weekly number in for the NASDAQ too? 95.62. 95.62. 62. There we go. So, see that? That's what happens once in a while. Doc's got to be wrong 1.5 out of 10 times. He's going to be wrong somewhere in there. There it is right there. Smack dab in there. Now, since I was looking at the stock side, and I do send a bunch of those sheets out to a bunch of Dukascopy people every day. I mean, dozens of Dukascopy people get it for free. I don't charge for it. I just send it out, this spreadsheet. So, showing where the trends are. So, I knew in my head, I really wasn't happy with the way the S&P had gone into a sell. But when I saw that it was over the weekly buy number, I had to be, definitely not short. That's for sure. Hell, like I said, I was buying on Friday. Bought Friday morning, or Thursday. I bought Thursday, and sold out Friday. And then I had a bull spread of some level. It was that VIX 26. Yeah. Now let's take a look at the VIX. VIX came in on the spreadsheet in a weekly and daily buy too. Right there. See that right there? It's 1 week in a buy, 3 days in a sell. Let's take a look at that. Let's see, where do we have that parked? We have it parked around here somewhere. Maybe in here? Alright, let's see if it's in there. I thought we had it parked in here somewhere. I know we talk about it once in a while. Alright, let's use the... let me just check one more spot. Do I keep it with the currencies? Maybe I do that. I know we look at it once in a while. No, it's not in there either. Oh, I think I know where it's at. It's probably in this one instead. So let's open this one up. Open workspace. Dookie, I think it was the Dookie Futures. Where is it? I have it in there somewhere. Oh, Duke, Intra, Robot, Day Stock Index. Let's see what Day Stock Index looks like. Yeah, I mean, VIX has been in a weekly sell for a bunch of weeks. I think it was like 11 weeks. And went into a weekly sell a week before the S&P went into a buy. And I thought that was very suspicious and knew then that we were going to start seeing some strength. And I started talking about it on the webinars about the V bottom. And then the following week, I think I mentioned in that webinar that, if we get the Nasdaq and the S&P in a weekly buy, then with the VIX 2 weeks in a weekly sell, there's a good chance we start to take off. The Fed can't print money, but it cannot print jobs. Let's see, the Fed can't print. I think you mean the Fed can print money, but it can not print jobs. Well, I don't know. If you print enough money, you can hire people to... Was it Roosevelt? Didn't Roosevelt hire people to just dig holes and then fill the holes back up again? Wasn't it Roosevelt that did that? Yeah. Part of that, what was it called? Something work, something or another. Okay, that's IYT. There it is right there. And that is there. Still not into a sell. What are we looking at here? Interesting. I think we have the... Let's go with... Get rid of that. I think it's supposed to be the 3 now in there. So insert... Studies. I think it's supposed to be the 3.5 to be exact. There it is. Let's see. Yeah, it's the same way. Okay. And I wonder what the 3 looks like. Let's take a look at the 3. See if the 3 is the most sensitive. The 3-5 has the 5 in there and 3 in there. No, not that. Indicator. Insert study. There we go. I'm looking for the yellow one that I do. That's what I'm looking for. That's the one I use. Okay. So it's trying. Okay. Now let's copy this window and move it over. Copy. And put it in with the futures. Paste. Window. There we go. And we'll get rid of that stock indice. Something worked. Something. You know, it was one of those crazy things. Democrats always come up with wacko ideas like that. Yeah, dig holes and then fill the holes in. That was a way of stimulating the economy. Oh, are they at 72? What is this? Oh, wait a minute. S&P 3172 is resistance. Let's take a look at that. 72. Is that there, right there? Or is that the 80s? Let's do that line thing. Oh, it doesn't do that. Let's get rid of that line thing. Remove. Let's try that again. Like right there. There's 84. Where are you digging up the 70? Let's widen that out. Like that? Is that the resistance right there? Or is that a Fibonacci of some form? Well, I bought your, what was it, the 3020? That's interesting. Remember how you had the 3020 last week? And this week, the weekly buy number is 3018. Isn't that interesting? Okay. I thought that was interesting that it was very close by. A lot of times the fib numbers get close to my numbers. So that is interesting right there. So this thing is trying to, you know, lift up more. 3020. Yeah, I bought that. I bought call spreads on that, and you know, and sold them out. They ran up to like 43, ran up, you know, 23 points, and then I went and bought them again when it broke the 20. I bought them at like 90 something, 29.98, 29.97, something like that. And since it was an option spread, you know, I didn't feel too much pain with it falling down. And then yesterday, then Friday, it gave me a chance to get out of them again. That's what it was. And then I bought a really dirt cheap for like $40. I bought some spreads. And they popped just enough to get rid of them. But then I bought spreads that expire tomorrow. I bought them yesterday, so that really helped out. Okay. Let's see, what else can we talk about here? All right, so yeah, look at that. That's the stock market. It's rip-roaring and happy. Am I a great trader? When I put my mind to it, I am, yeah. But I'm like anybody else. You know, I can get distracted by people talking to me and interfering, and next thing I know, I've missed the trade. I haven't taken the trade. I've learned my lesson over the decades not to race after a trade after I've missed it. Accept that you missed it and wait for the next time to catch a trade. That lesson took a long while to realize. I hated the idea. I had to fight to make money back all the time. But when I am given the chance of just trading and not doing the webinar, you know, not like sometimes I'll try to trade during the webinar, and you don't realize I'm trading, and sometimes I'll mumble it. You're like, okay, I'm buying that there or something. and I'll buy it during the webinar and then get rid of it at the same time, or I'll let the robot work. And but yeah, when I get a chance to really trade, oh yeah, I swing a big stick. Yeah, I really do. But then I've been doing this for 40 years. I've been a member of almost every major exchange, or I have been a member of every major exchange, and you know, I've had a lot of experience. So, and then I worked for a legendary. I was an associate with a legendary hedge fund. So you put it all together like that, and yeah, I guess I'm a half decent trader. That's about right. I mean, yeah. Well, options are really designed to look. Options are like you could was I think it was it Warren Buffett? I'll quote Warren Buffett. I quote him once in a while, as much as I dislike his track record. His track record is very poor, but or I'm unhappy about his track record. His track record, he's underperformed the S&P for the last 10 years. But Warren Buffett calls options weapons of mass destruction. And so, let's see, what's 54 says 3172 is R2 resistance, Doc. Can hit it and drop to 31. Whoa, that's a 700-point drop on the Dow. That could be entertaining. I'd like to catch some of that. Warren Buffett does call options weapons of mass destruction. If you use them wrong, they can be incredibly dangerous. If you use them right, they can allow you to sleep at night and make lots of money. So, you know, just like I was talking about when you said you were short cable, and I was like, well, you know, where were we? That was last week, right? And we were in a weekly buy, and we were in a daily sell. And I said, well, you know, it's playing around and jumped up. I said, buy a call and hold on to the short position, right? That's what we refer to as a synthetic. And sure enough, the product fell from what 126, where you were short, 126.04, 126.08, and it fell down to 124.70. So, you know, it's like if you use them right, they are a fantastic wealth builder. That you will make money like King Tut's mind, you know. And if you use them wrong, you'll be like Duke and Duke in Trading Places. You'll be living out on the street in a cardboard box. So yeah, you gotta use them right. And they're not hard to use right. That's the weird part, is they're very easy to use right. And so, and in these times, with the way brokerage houses watch everybody, it's pretty hard to use them wrong. But people do, and they wipe out a lot of their equity. But yeah, I mean, you know, imagine if, you know, you were short and you were short, and you bought a call to hedge that short, you would have been able to make the money on the downside, and at the same time, as we head back into a buy, you could have turned that call, that long call, naked long call, now that you covered the short cash, or, you know, the physical, and you could have turned it into a bull spread for really cheap money. I mean, pennies. And right now you would be making dollars from it. And so it's kind of like a seesaw, you know, the on the playground. You know, if you do it right, you go up and you go down, you play it up and down, you play it back and forth. Yeah, I agree, but the call on that pound is so expensive. Yes, I know, but what if you bought the call and sold like a call 200 pips higher and make it much cheaper? And so you had the bull spread on to cover your cash. Because I'm sure you didn't have, did you, you know, options right now, they trade the options, was it the $125,000, is it, increments, I think it is? So you're buying 125, a call, I think, covers $125,000 worth of British pound. And I don't think you were short that size, right? You were probably short like, you know, $20,000 or $40,000 worth. something like that, $10,000 worth. How much were you short? You weren't short 125,000 because each call is 125,000. And on the FX market, okay, so you can actually buy calls through the broker. Nice. How do they match up to the futures options? Do you look at the future option values and price what to pay for the FX? You're short 2 million. Okay. Okay, that's pretty impressive. Okay. Yeah, you should be using options more then. If you're going to swing a stick like that. Because that's like 20 futures. Well, that's why you're running like a bandit. You get in, you get out, you get in, you get out. You play like a bandit. That makes sense. Yeah, check the especially the euros and the GBPs options on the futures. You can use those to price your cash options. Also, the CBOE is trading the old Philadelphia cash options. They may be being kept up to date also. It'll just help you out, you know. Maybe we'll do that one day. We'll take a look at the cash options and see if, about pricing on them. So, all right. So what do we? I guess we could talk about. We can call this the V bottom strikes again and options. How about that for a title for today's webinar? Does that make sense? Because, I mean, we were running back and forth looking at the stock market. So, let's see. Title. And then while I'm playing around with the title, I'll leave the line just alone a little bit longer in case anybody has a question. I can give a quick 30-second answer to it at least. Let's see. Title. Let's see, backspace. V bottom strikes again. Kind of like the umpire strikes again. All right, anyway, this is Doc from North America. Tomorrow is Happy to Hump Day. We'll take a look at the markets tomorrow and see what's going on, fill in a little bit more of the weekly numbers. And be safe, be smart, traders. And pay attention to 54. He can be pretty interesting on the accuracy. He's got some good targets, so keep an eye on that 72 on the S&P 500. I will. Trust me. I'll be out there shorting it with him. If my math rolls over up there on an intraday basis, I will be right there with him. So, all right, this is Doc from North America saying have a good trading day. Happy trails to you until we meet again.